Oh boy, it's E3 again. I can't wait to see what's coming around. Are they gonna show some cool games? Are they gonna show some...
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night, I can feel my leg.
We're gonna be talking about E3 and video game press conferences today. Now I can hear all you feeble-minded people talking to me right now through the screen saying, what is an E3? What is a press conference?
What country you from? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
Well, it's very simple. They're shows that video game companies will show off to, get this, the press. I know, isn't that crazy? What they will show typically is new video games they're working on, new video game consoles, just anything that they would like to show to investors so that they can get a whole lot more money. Now, what's really funny is these are press conferences, right? These are made for investors. These are very business-focused events. In theory. No, but in reality, they've just turned into, oh boy, they're showing off new video games. I can't wait for the new FIFA.
FIFA!
You got FIFA? Oh, with the Mexicans! You got a FIFA? You got a FIFA? What, you got no FIFA? Oh man, you got no FIFA. They got no FIFA. Let's get the fuck out of here because you got no FIFA. You got no FIFA!
It's pretty cool. It's a thing that people tend to get really excited about every year it comes around, because it just means it's just going to be new video games shown off. It's really crazy when you think about it to get excited for a press conference. Like, could you imagine somebody getting excited for the Staples press conference? I gotta see what they're going to do with that big red button.
I'm over here stroking my dick, I got lotion on.
No, I know I've been hyping them up pretty hard, but press conferences in the beginning weren't all that much. They were really just a guy in a room, talking about the console, talking about the games. Every now and then, something interesting would happen. It was very boring, is what I'm trying to say. There wasn't a lot going on. But then when you get into the 2000s, that's when things get cool. You ever wondered what the bottom of an Xbox Avatar's shoe looked like?
You ever wonder what the bottom of an Avatar shoe looks like? Well, bam! There it is.
Alright, but I don't want to just talk about all E3s. If you want to really know about all of the E3s, Scott the Waz has a really good video. There's a playlist you can watch where he talks about almost every E3. So, yeah, go watch that instead. What I'm here to talk about today is I want to talk about when E3 peaked. Because, I don't know if you know this, E3 is not doing too good. There was a time when I would be very excited to see what this year's E3 and just the press conferences in general had all together. And now, E3 doesn't even exist. So now I'm going to get into where I think it started to peak, and we can't get to where it peaked without getting to where it first started to get good. And you can't get to where it gets good without talking about how it was bad.
Can we roll the trailer, please?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And, it got far worse.
What's up? How are you guys doing?
First of all, I'd just like to say that these mics are fucking dumb. And I feel like an idiot wearing it.
Don't act like you don't wear those during sex every single night, my friend.
Look at this.
Look at you. You guys look great. Come on.
Thank you.
You look like you're going to take my order. I want french fries. Supersize it.
Yeah, there was definite growing pains when it came to these things. They didn't really know what the audience wanted, so they tried to tap into that cool radicalness. There's people, Mario jumping on stage and shit. It was a big mess. Shigeru Miyamoto came out trying to do his best with the Wii motion controls. I don't know, just help him. Somebody help this old man. He doesn't know what he's doing. Out and saying he's gonna kick some ass. Like, you can't say that, it's Nintendo.
My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass.
There was the Ubisoft dance-off that they were gonna be holding at the Ubisoft headquarters. I don't even know what they thought was gonna happen with that.
Gentlemen, I challenge you to a dance-off live on our stream Wednesday at the tippy top of that building right there in the Uplay Lounge. It's going down.
Here we go. So we're only a few minutes away from show.
Just a lot of unnecessary cursing. Like, I don't know why they were like, this is not your mom's press conference. We can say f***. Something they still do to this day, might I add.
Fucking dumb.
That game trash. That dirt racing shit. Garbage fools. Are we allowed to say shit?
This shit just never gets old.
It's sweaty, it's hella fucking smoky, apparently it's 420 in this bitch. You ever been so excited that like you're laughing and you're kind of crying at the same time? That was fucking awesome.
Close in the fucking dark.
The worst part is, even when they're not saying cringy shit, the press conference, most of the time, would have so many technical issues that it would just be a pain in the ass to watch on its own.
And now to formally close our event, a small title which requires no introduction.
Like, I don't know why they were so dedicated to making the live gameplay on stage be actually live and not just faking it. Like, they should have just faked it half the time. This shit just didn't work. And I gotta give them a little bit of props for that. Like, they could have faked it, but I guess they wanted it to be real. But it just, dude, it is so bad. The amount of cringe that's in these early 2010 E3 showcases is so bad. I recommend you go watch Big Mooney 06's compilations that he has dedicated to the cringe. Like, I was watching them for this video just to get refresh my mind on how bad they were. It's so much worse than I remembered. Like, I was gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and think, every now and then there'd be pretty bad. No, it's just as bad. Although the press conference is so unbearably bad to watch, the games is when it really started to get good, because 2015 to 2016, those were the 2 years when E3 started to get really good with the games that they were showing off. It was the 8th generation. They were finally getting good games for PlayStation 4. Xbox not so much. They were having a hard time.
TV experience. TV and movies. TV. Xbox. Watch TV. TV. Watch TV. TV remote. TV experience. TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Xbox One.
For games these years, we had Doom, Fallout 4, Batman Arkham Knight, Uncharted 4, Watch Dogs 2, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 7, God of War. Things were starting to look better. There was actual reveals people were caring about. The cringe was starting to go down. It was a good time. So, how did 2017 fare?
Xbox One X, the most powerful console ever made.
More powerful than any other console on every dimension. Let's see what this monster can do.
Exclusive world premiere.
There's no power greater than X.
Yeah. 2017 was not the best year. You had Bethesda doing Creation Club. You had them selling you VR versions of games you already have that were full priced. It was just not a good time. A lot of it came from Bethesda and Xbox, now I'm thinking about it. Xbox were pushing their new graphical capabilities with their Xbox Series X, one of the most powerful consoles ever made. There's some pretty bad games this year too. There was Anthem, Assassin's Creed Origins, a million FIFA games again.
$1 million bonus for being the Grand Slam winner. $1 million. All right.
Please clap.
Sonic Forces, Star Wars Battlefront 2, that terrible Y2K game, the postmodern RPG made by a disgusting hipster. Hey, but they had Red Dead. That was something. I love Red Dead, so I guess it's a win. 10 out of 10. E3 2017 has Red Dead.
You're a wanted man, Mr. Morgan. It's $5,000 for your head alone.
I got some jelly beans.
I'd like to bring up that this was also the year that Devolver Digital started doing their press conferences, which were just absolutely making fun of everything about E3. It's beautiful.
We are calling it earliest access, and we think It will be a revolutionary way to hastily rush unfinished game content out to consumers.
Now, I'd just like to bring up that E3 has this weird fluctuation it does with its quality. One year it'll be pretty bad, one year it'll be really good. You know, it's just kind of like that. And the reason I bring that up is because 2017 was pretty bad. But 2018 was really good. Oh shit, they got Halo, Sekiro, DMC 5, Dying Light 2, Cyberpunk. Oh, not that one. You had Sony showing off Spider-Man, they had some weird guy coming out playing the flute, the shit was crazy. Nintendo's coming out here with the Dragon Ball. Put Goku in Smash, right now, right now. Oh, speaking of Smash. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I feel like I forgot something though. Doom Eternal? Oh, shit!
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I'm very confident in saying that 2018 was the peak of E3, because afterwards,
What is up? I am your host, Adam Rank. Nobody.
This is a question for both of you, actually. You mentioned failures before. What's the actual biggest failure that you've gone through to get to where you are?
Question.
Who goes first?
That's a tricky question. Fallout 76.
Fuck yeah, we put a battle royale in Fallout 76.
Ubisoft's new subscription service on PC called Uplay Plus.
As you all know, nobody smells bullshit like this particular community.
Alright, so E3 2019, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't anything special by any means. Like, it was just, you know, Last of Us 2 was shown off, which was a very, very dividing game. They showed off Cyberpunk and had Keanu Reeves come out on stage. We all know the iconic memes that came from that.
What is Keanu Reeves doing? Is it a Matrix game? What's that? Oh, Cyberpunk!
But we also know how Cyberpunk turned out. Warframe was showing off some stuff. Shout out to the 2 people that still play Warframe. They showed Luigi's Mansion 3. I really like that game. They showed New Horizons. I really don't like that game. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 was shown. It's, okay. E3 started to really go downhill after this, I would say. And, it's gonna get a little dark right now, because I'm gonna bring up something that has to deal with something that's pretty personal to me. E3 2019 was the last press conference where, I actually was able to watch it live with Etika. If you remember Etika, he was a, pretty big Nintendo guy. And, I was a really big fan of him, but this was his last E3. The E3 came out in June 11th, and Etika died June 19th, which was very, very close together. And it really sucks, because he had so much energy, and it really was really hype watching him react to Smash Brothers reveals. And I really miss him. So, I just thought I would go on a tangent, because I really do miss Etika. Alright, no more sad stuff. Let's get back to talking about E3. The next E3 would be E3 2020, the turn of the century, a whole decade of E3s that's gone by, and now it's time for the new stuff. Let's see what they got. Well, with a new decade, we got new consoles. Yep, new Xbox and new PlayStation. We have the PlayStation 5, which looks like a Wi-Fi router. Insert laugh track here. And then we had the Xbox Series X, which looks like a refrigerator. Insert laugh track here. I didn't bring it up when we were talking about 2019, but Xbox were showing the project name for Xbox Series X, Project Scarlet, which, I mean, how do you not just stick with that name? That name is so good. That's not the point, though. They were showing that off 2 years after they already showed off the Xbox One X. You see how that can get confusing? Series X, One X? How the hell are you supposed to tell them apart, except for the fact that one looks like a refrigerator? There also weren't many games shown off this year because they were working on new hardware, so obviously that new stuff has to be made for the new hardware. So in return, we got games like Bug Snacks shown off, which I don't think anybody remembers Bug Snacks unless you bring it up as a joke. Halo was shown off for like the millionth time, and it didn't look too good, so they had to put it back in the oven for a bit. They showed off the Sackboy Adventure, a spin-off to Little Big Planet. Yeah, shout out to anybody that actually likes Little Big Planet. Though they showed Crash Bandicoot 4 though, and they showed Psychonauts 2. Two very good platformers, very good. Put those in my games console right now. I will play them. They showed Ratchet & Clank Furry Bait Edition. Not the biggest Ratchet & Clank fan, but you know, if you are, there you go. You got a hot purple Clank now. They showed Overwatch 2, which now has finally come out, and now is very bad, and people are making fun of how terrible it is.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
You got Spider-Man 2, and that was pretty good. I played the whole thing. I'm really excited for the next one when it comes out in 2026. They're remastering Tony Hawk. That's pretty cool. But that's pretty much everything. They didn't really show off anything. I feel like I'm forgetting something again. Alright, Demon Souls. I give E3 2020 Demon Souls out of 10. That means 100 in From Software speak. Yeah!
What are you, retarded? So I know you're not retarded. But, what are you, Down syndrome?
Guys, I got some bad news. E3 2021, that's gonna be the last one. Yeah, E3 2021 will most likely be the last E3. If not, they'll probably do one in 2023. The reason I'm saying this is because 2022's E3 has already been canceled. And, it's not looking too good. E3's already been floundering as it is. You can tell by how I've been talking about the last couple years and how they were pretty, you know. So, did they leave it off on a good note? Is E3 2022, 21, 20, whatever? Is it the best E3 that they could have made? And I'll let this clip talk for itself.
No games this year. See you next year, everybody.
They showed off the new Battlefield game, which looked amazing. And now with hindsight, you're stupid for thinking it was. Okay, maybe I'm not giving them enough credit. They did show Starfield, which is pretty interesting. You know, that's going to be the new big Bethesda game. It's going to be Fallout set in space. So everybody's pretty hyped for that. They showed Far Cry 6, which I haven't beat yet, but I do enjoy the Far Cry series. They had Gus from Breaking Bad come out and say...
And also Hitler.
Nintendo was showing Zelda 2 Breath of the Wild, looking pretty good. I can't wait for that to come out in 2035. Keep having to bring up Halo because every year they keep showing it and not putting it out, but that changed with 2021. They actually finally did put Halo Infinite out, and you know, it was alright. Not my thing. I'm not the biggest Halo fan, but it was way better than Halo 4 and way better than Halo 5. Nintendo showed off Metroid Dread this year. I don't really care about Metroid at all, but I will give you this little funny little brain teaser. Remember Metroid Prime 4? Yeah, I don't think Nintendo did. That was pretty much everything they showed for E3 2021, but I feel like I'm forgetting something. Alright, Elden Ring! E3 2021, I know we've had our differences, but you know what? You showed off Elden Ring, so I give you a billion majillion out of 10. Oh my god, is that Elden Ring? Oh shit, oh shit.
What are you, retarded?
So it's come to an end. We finally made it after all this time. And E3? Well, E3 is pretty much no more. Now, they did say that there's going to be another one next year. And if all goes right, you know, maybe there will be another one next year. But who knows? Considering how things have been going these past couple years, nothing's really certain. Now that being said, there still was technically a E3 this year. And that was the Summer Games Fest, which is presumably going to be what's going to fill in the void of E3. I'm not sure how it'll work next year if E3 does come back, because then we'll have Jeff Keighley trying to take down whatever he can, murdering E3 even more than he already did. If you don't know, Jeff Keighley also is the Game Awards, which is like a 2.0 version of E3, except they also give out awards, and maybe I'll talk about that at a different time. So, I made this video before Summer Games Fest actually happened. So I'm gonna check back in after Summer Games Fest is over. So let's see how that happened.
And my arm, even my fingers, the body I've lost, the comrades I've lost.
I can't. Well, that was an E3. I mean, they showed Resident Evil. That was cool. They showed Street Fighter. So if you're not a Capcom fan, that sucks for you. And it's a good thing I am. because I would have literally nothing to talk about. Truly sad times we're living in. New console generations, people are still trying to make their games. It's going to be a while before we start seeing some crazy stuff like God of War and just other highlights from all the other years that I talked about. Looking back on all of these E3s we looked at, what can I safely say E3 was, down to its core? It was just a get-together. Gaming fans coming together from all walks of life, just sitting down and complaining about how the industry just continues to make us all look like little children. E3 over the years kept trying to refine itself, and over that time it's just kind of lost itself. It started with Nintendo doing their Nintendo Directs. It was no longer hosted live, which means obviously less problems, which is a good thing, but you don't get as many memorable moments that let you talk about the E3s from yesteryear that are no longer relevant. Now all of the press conferences are going to be held digitally, and there's going to be practically nothing that's live. PlayStation was the first to really pull out of E3, and now everybody's pulled out because there is no E3. And after this year, if people still doing their own press conferences without an E3, they probably won't come back for next year. So it's really uncertain what's going to happen next year, but I'll be there, and I'll be ready to shit talk how bad it is. But hey, thank you for watching it and making it this far into the video. 20 minutes, Jesus Christ, what am I thinking? Thank you for watching, I really mean it. I really tried to put a lot of effort into this video. And this has been Ray broadcasting from the middle of nowhere, and I'll see you next time.
And is there a future of Anthem? That's a question I see a lot.
Yes, there's a future for Anthem. A very bright future.